Guys, it's finally happening right in front of our eyes as we speak at the moment. For months on this channel, we have been monitoring this fracture here on the Quant price set, screaming on top of our voices every now and then, saying, you know what, it's just a matter of time before Quant pulls off this huge move to the upside, which we were saying will be something like 250% in the minimum, right? So I took this fracture here from the Bitcoin Cash price set because I was remembering vividly how it actually was feeling with Bitcoin Cash back then before it pulled off such a huge move. Not only were we looking at Bitcoin Cash, but we actually went on to take a look at an example of XRP here, and you can actually see that this is the same kind of gruesome grinding price action that actually leads to huge surprises like these ones right here, right? We also were taking a look at the Dogecoin price, and you can also see the same kind of price action here, and this is what we were anticipating to happen with the Quant price. And finally, now it feels like we are getting there, right? So let's take a look at the price at one more time and see where we are headed exactly in the immediate short term as well as the longer time frame perspective. And you can see here on a daily time frame this big upward momentum that we have here on the Quant price, and I don't think we are going to stop anytime soon before we reach our price target right here that we were talking about when we were down at something like $85, saying that we are going to have a rise of something like 250%, 200%, just to be safe right here. So we are looking at something like $260 per Quant, and I think that actually is something that is very, very possible, just considering the structures that we were looking at. And I've always said that kind of price action really has got major implications on the Quant price set, because essentially what we would have done is we have actually made a signature move that we see time and again in crypto. And the move that I'm talking about is something like this right here, where you see a price that is doing something like this, where you see a price rising like this here, and then it finds a way to crash to the downside. It retraces right, really doesn't get to its previous all-time high, and then it kind of consolidates here, it reaccumulating, and then finally it picks up steam and breaks the previous high right here. It's headed for a specific price that we are going to be talking about in a minute right here. So just getting back to those structures that I was showing you before, we are going to look for the same structure, which you can see here. XRP was doing the same thing right here, retracing here and reaccumulating before it went up all the way here. And then we can also see the same thing with Dogecoin, actually, that it was rallying here. Let's quickly draw that nice and easy, and you can see the rally that happens here before you crash, and then you retrace, you go down reaccumulating, and then you continue to the upside here. So if we would now go ahead and grab like our favorite retracement tool, because it's the only tool that can actually be standard here. But before we actually do that, I wanted to show you another chart that actually has got like very striking similarities to what the Quant price that is doing. Actually, if nobody tells you that this is not Quant, you would have actually believed that, you know what, this is Quant itself. So this is Neo back then in 2017, and you can see the rally that we are talking about here. Maybe I should actually be drawing this. You can see the rally that we were talking about there, right? And just look at the manner it crashes right here. This is the exact same thing that the Quant price that is doing here. It retraces here, right, then finds a way to reaccumulate with that kind of boring price action that we are seeing here with Quant at the moment, and eventually it rises up here, going all the way up. So there is a specific price target that we are looking at with something like this here, of which I've already said we need to use the Fib retracement tool. Like if we grab it from the very top here to the very bottom of the structure, right, we can actually see that all the structures with something like this manage to get to something like the 4.236 Fib extension level, right? The same thing applies here for the XRP price, that if we would grab our Fib retracement tool from the very top here to the very bottom, you can see also the XRP price managing to break that 4.236 Fib extension level there, right? We also have the same thing happening with Dogecoin, same structure, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. You can also see that, yes, from the very top to the very bottom of the structure here, it's actually managed the 4.236 Fib extension level, although it even extended and continued even higher. We have seen that happening for all of the structures that we have given, right? So we also have got examples of Ethereum and Bitcoin, but we are not going to get into that for the sake of time. But coming back to the Quant price right here, essentially if we do the same thing, right, which is standard, grabbing our Fib retracement tool from the very top here to the very bottom, you can actually see that your 4.236 Fib extension level is lying at something like 1630. It actually changes depending on how you pinpoint the top and the bottom right here, but anything between $1,600 to $1,700 per Quant in the next bull market is something that is really, really realistic in my own opinion, and I'm actually quite bullish on Quant here for the very longest of time, right? So this is my own opinion on Quant. Obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll hope to see you on the very next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.